Hello, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing? Hello. Hey, everyone. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. If you guys are able to hear me and see me clearly, I see people have started joining in. Can you guys give quick thumbs up? Please give quick thumbs up. You will find the option in on your screen. Great, great. I see thumbs ups here. Awesome. All right. So let me check how many students have joined, how many people have joined, then we will start the session. Okay. All right. All right. People have started joining in. Great. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. All right. So, guys, welcome to today's session. The topic of today's session is very, very interesting. We are going to talk about high growth tech careers, right? We have heard a lot about AI. We have heard about a lot of different right now technologies, right? Robotics. There is IoT. There are a lot of different things, right? But then how do you decide on your tech career? How do you think about how to get into this field, right? So that is what we are going to discuss. And me, coming from tech background itself, right, and having the experience of more than 7 to 8 years, have seen this industry evolving, have seen this people choosing their path, getting into technical field. So that is something which I'm going to share with all of you guys, right? So, just without any further ado, I will share my screen and take you through the agenda for today. Okay, the session overall it will go on for almost 1.5 hour, but it will be totally worth it, right? We are going to have discussion on lot of interesting stuff, right? So let me share my screen. I hope my screen is visible to all of you guys, right? So today's topic, as I already mentioned, we are going to talk about high growth tech career, right? That is what our topic of discussion would be. But we are going to dissect even to the fundamentals of it. What do you mean by high growth? Why do we call it call something as high growth and something might not be high growth, right? Other domains, other careers. So all of those things we have to understand it in a very fundamental manner, right? So, today's agenda, we are going to talk about first the emerging technologies, right? What are emerging technologies right now? Different companies are working on, and the developers, analysts, ML engineers are working on. Then, how do you choose your career, right? I'm sure most of you here might be starting to get into, might be thinking to get into technical field, right? You might be from non-technical background, you might be from XYZ background, but you want to get into this field. And the answer would be, how do you choose your career? How do you choose which path to take? So how do you choose the career? That is what we will discuss. And at the end, required skills which you need, right? What are the required skills for different career options which you have, right? That is what we are going to discuss. And at the end of the day, your Q&A section, please utilize it, or you can utilize the chat as well to put up the question. I'm going to take it up and ensure that all of you guys have got the awareness, have got the answers for your doubts, right? Because this session, it's all about you guys. This session we conduct just to ensure that we spread the awareness about field, about technology, which we and I personally love, right? So let's get to the first agenda. But before that, let me talk about myself. Let me introduce myself. So, guys, I am a co-founder and COO at AlmaBetter, right? So we started AlmaBetter almost 3.5 years back, right? With this view on making the technology accessible to all in terms of getting into this field, right? Helping people getting the first job in tech domain. That was our first view, and we have been here for past 3 to 4 years now and seen lot of ups and downs. But again, we have seen the success, lots and lots of students getting placed, lots and lots of smiling face, and that's what we started with. That's what was the thought, and we are growing ever since, right? So that is my first thing. Like, I'm co-founder here, and working as COO. I'm handling the learning team here. I'm handling the curriculum design, instructorship, all those things comes under me, right? I have 8+ years of experience in the field of data science and machine learning. I have worked with companies like American Express and Blackbuck, and I have worked there on multiple different projects. Of course, if you are in this field for so many years, you work on different types of projects. But I would say my expertise and my interest lies in working on different types of data like NLP, but specifically in deployment of machine learning algorithms at scale, right? So how can I ensure that the algorithm, the model, the machine learning is accessible to all and at scale for millions and millions of users? I'm able to deploy it, right, on cloud and all those things. Let's not get into that right now, right? And then I have worked with, so I got this opportunity when we started AlmaBetter. So I got this opportunity of working with 100 plus companies. That's the number, even more than I would say 150, 200 companies I have interacted with to understand their ML systems, to understand how to utilize the data, right? To help them, like how do you use the data to get the actionable insights, and of course resource management, because at the end of it, we work as a community, we work as a flywheel where we have really good people joining us as student, uh, getting trained, and then they join companies, right? And at the end, companies, they also require really good folks. So we are in touch with companies as well. Now we have the number of hiring partners even more than 800, 900, and out of those 800, 900, these are our very close hiring partners, very close company who works with us, who takes we do case study for them, we do corporate trainings for them. So a lot of things we do. So that is what I am involved now with all these companies. That's about myself, right? I have been, I would say, past 8 to 10 years, I think third year or fourth year of my college, I started, I would say, thinking about data science, working in data science field and researching about it. That is all has been my interest and my career option, right? And the reason of choosing this field, you will understand in this particular session, as well as the reason of how I, what which framework I actually looked into, how I came up with this is what the field should be, and how I get into this field. Those all things we will talk about it in this particular session eventually, right? That is all about myself. Of course, all of you guys, you might be starting your journey into this field, but as you go ahead, this whole thing is going to be really, really interesting. This whole journey of data science for me specifically, and machine learning is really interesting for me. But you have to find your interest, and that's what we are going to talk about. Okay, so before I get into the career options and the framework, first thing it's very important, very, very important to talk about is what are the emerging technologies, right? What is going to be the future? Few of them you might have heard about. I'll discuss in detail. Few of them you might be hearing in the future. So I have here mentioned four technologies which you are going to see coming up in the future. It's very near to us now, right? There are few which I'll mention in some time, which is right now in prototype stage, right? But these four technologies right now, it's going to be, part of our daily life, right? We will be using, or we are using as well, on a day to day basis on something, right? On some device somewhere you have been interacting with these four technologies, right? And if it has reached to us, it is something which will take up a lot of the workforce in the future as well, right? And the first thing which I would start with, which you might be hearing, AI everywhere. So this is what I have given to a domain which is related to machine learning and AI, right? And it's something, if I have to summarize why AI has been really in talks, why AI has been really integrated, it's getting integrated with everything you see around you, right? Whether your photo app will have the AI, some kind of sorting, some kind of suggestion you will see, just click and it enhances your photo. There are a lot of things you see on a daily basis now, right? The reason of AI being everywhere is it helps create the intelligent systems, right? Intelligent systems, right? Intelligent system. So it helps you create the intelligent system. That's what AI does, right? It tries to replicate how human think, the data which you give, right? So it tries to think about that. And if something is intelligent, it automatically helps reduce the manual intervention. It helps give you lot of automatic intelligent suggestions. You might not have used chat gpt, or you might not have used gemini. So these are now LLM, or I would say the platform which gives you suggestion and really, really interesting suggestions. If you have any question, you can just go and ask. It will give you the answer. And what is there in the back end? It's the AI, right? It's the AI which you are looking at, right? This is going to be the future, right? It's going to be the future, and this is going to be the future of humankind, where each and everything will have the AI, machine learning integrated. And when I see AI and machine learning, it's all about there are intelligent systems. Machines are able to think on its own some of the part, right? Still, AI computationally AI is computationally AI is huge right now. It is able to give you suggestions, but still the way we are able to comprehend our surrounding, AI is not able to do that, right? It's very specifically built for specific tasks. There it is very, very intelligent, but like us, we are very generalistic. We see, we hear, we sense, we have lot of receptors. Still we are intelligent, but in future more and more functionalities will get added, more and more technology will enhance, and at the end of it, we are in that process of tech revolution, and that will come with AI integrated everywhere, right? That is the first thing. This is what the emerging tech is, and I have to name AI as the first one. Second is IoT, right? Internet of Things, the connected world, right? So around all the things, right, we see now there are sensors, right? There are a lot of smart systems around you. You might have seen Alexa, you might have seen different, like similar to Alexa, you have Google Assistant. There are a lot of things around you, right? You might have heard about, right? And it's going to be the next big thing. Using your app, using your Alexa, you can control your bulb, you can control your fridge, you can control everything around you, right? And that connected world I'm talking about, right? That is what IoT is, and it's going to be the future. You will be part of it. If you want to get into technical field, you will be part of this IoT as a consumer, of course, but as a career option, that is something which you will see, right? That you are working on some systems where IoT is implemented, right? So this is what gives you a really comprehensive idea about the future, where sensors and connected world is going to be the next thing, right? We have started seeing it now. We have smart locks, right? We have smart tables, we have a lot of things smart, right? We have smart TV, smart fan. Everything can be controlled by your app, right? How it's happening? So everything has some sensors, some receptors, which takes in the data, process it, and at the end of it, do some action on top of it, right? And because of this edge computing, embedded ML systems, so a lot of things have come up, right? And IoT has become really big thing in manufacturing industry, right? So this is again next big thing. Everywhere you are going to see it, right? Everywhere. Next thing is beyond reality, right? Beyond reality is again something you might have started hearing about, AR and VR, right? Augmented reality or virtual reality. Augmented reality is in your reality, everything will be embedded, right? You will see, like you are seeing right now, maybe you will see the computer and it will tell about the computer. This much CPU unit has been consumed. This is what is right now coming in this computer. Any email has come, it just comes up in your real environment. It pops up, right? It pops up. So it's kind of like, let's say, you might have heard about Apple Vision Pro, right? Apple Vision, they have launched the wearable route. You can just wear it, and you can wear it, and you can see that around your whole system, around your whole surrounding, everything is now there. You can just watch the TV using that. You don't have to buy the TV. You can just embed that TV in the in the air. So that's what the beyond reality is, and trust me, it's going to be something which will take everything, which will take everything and change it to AR and VR, right? The reality which you see right now, the surrounding which you see with your eyes, lot of layers of information will be put on top of it, right? You see any building, it will help you give the answers about what's the how many floors are there, is there any flat on sale. Those all things you will start seeing on of about that particular building. You look at your direction right now, you use mobile to see the map. Later you will see that the map itself coming in front of you, it shows you the direction. But for that, some device we will be using, right? Like we are using laptop, we are using mobile. For making this reality, there will be some device coming in, and that you will see again coming in future, right? So a lot of jobs like AR VR developer, user experience designer, 3D content creators, all these things are going to be part and parcel of beyond reality domain, right? And then at the end of it, robotics. So robotics, now it has come to reality. If I talk about 3 4 years back, right, the machine learning systems, lot of code which was required to make the robot robust, now that has matured a lot. In manufacturing, big companies like Amazon, and it was like Amazon started using it 10 15 years back, but now the general warehouse, they also started using the robotics. The robot right now, it might not be like humanoid like you and me, but there are robots are there, they are cooking food automatically, right? Robots are there, they are doing the heavy lifting, right? You might have seen all these videos. So robots, again, robotic engineering is going to be the next big thing, right? Now on top of it, few things which you have to just take in mind, that this is also something which will be there in the future. And these new technologies like quantum computing, right? Quantum computing, this is something which will enhance the computational power. Lot of things you see here, be it AR VR or robotics or this IoT, it's right now not that fast, right? It's not that fast because the computation power which we are using right now, that's very limited, right? It has some limitations. So this quantum computing, again, it's right now in prototype stage. That's why I have not put it here. So Google, they have created one prototype of quantum computing. So it is said that if you have the quantum computing in place, your current processing power will increase by almost 10,000 to million times, right? That's what the power we are going to see in the future. And then you will see the communication. When you have the communication computation power increasing, then you will start seeing that all these different technologies, it will start booming. You will see robots, and easily robot is able to process what you are trying to say, right? The fundamental of everything in tech is what? The computation, right? So if you give any command to robot and immediately it is able to process it, it will do all the works, whatever you want it to do. So that is what will come in the future, but these are again right now in prototype stage. These are in prototype stage. Prototype, when I say, it means right now technology is not there for the general public, but it's in experimentation phase, right? It's an experimentation phase. So that's what prototype is. Prototype मतलब experimentation चल रहा है, अभी तक मार्केट में नहीं आया है. Robot you see in the market, there are small few robots which you see. Manufacturing industry is using AR VR. You might have started seeing it. You have AR VR in your for different apps. You see Instagram, you can change your face, right? You can change your face, so it's there, right? You can change your face from normal human being to dogs, cats, or some animal, right? Or you can change anything. That's kind of like AR VR, right? Not kind of, it's actually AR VR which is implemented. Connected world, we see IoT, we see our smart bulbs. You can control it using the app, you can control it using different devices, right? And same goes with AI. I don't have to mention it. So it's there for the public, right? Right now, very few people are impacted by these. Later on, in each and everything, right from the top high-end class people to the poor people, everybody will be benefited out of this, right? Because once technology becomes available for general public, everything becomes cheaper, right? The information becomes, everyone has the accessibility to information, everybody has the accessibility to a lot of different things, right, which you can do using these technologies, right? So quantum computing. Then there is one more thing where a lot of advancements are going to come. Again, it's not in prototype, but cyber security, right? Cyber security is also something which is a field which applies to everything. It's a field which applies to everything, where cyber security will be applied on all the AIs. If there are some threats like deepfake ka threat, if there is some threat of hacking in IoT, somebody will control your sensor. How to prevent that? How to prevent robotics? So all those things. How to prevent your robot getting hacked and all those things. Some bug or some virus getting caught up. So all those things are controlled by cybersecurity. So these things are something which goes more towards the deeper tech, right? And these will help enhance the common utility of all these technologies, right? I hope you guys understand, right? So quantum computing, cyber security, these are the base of these technology which will enhance the user experience. It will enhance the security of people who will be using these technologies, right? So it's important to talk about these things. And the reason I wanted to bring this up is people are generally very much confused about, okay, so robotics is going to come in the future, AR VR is going to come in the future, IoT, AI. So what should I choose as the career, right? How should I think about it? Right now as well, you might be thinking lot of different roles I have written: ML engineer, deep learning engineer, all these things I have written. But how do you start about it, right? How do you start about it? How do you get into these fields, right? Is there something which you can do today, or how do you design your whole career, right? That's what we are going to come in the next part, right? Where we are going to talk about career option and how do you think about it, right? Now, in tech, in tech, whatever you see, right? Whatever you see around you, right? Either it is IoT, either or it is, right, either it was IoT, or it's something where you have maybe AR VR, robotics, or AI, whatever it is. There are three things fundamentally you have to think about, right? There are three things which actually drives all these, and those are the fundamentals of tech. Okay, fundamentals of tech, right? Fundamentals of tech. So first is the coding. Which type of coding, what coding language, I'll not get into. Second is analysis, right? You deal with data, apply some statistics to do some analysis. And third is design, right? When I'm saying this fundamentals of tech, kind of you can understand कि there can be different real estate buildings. बहुत सारे टाइप के घर हो सकते हैं, है ना? कोई बहुत बड़ा घर होगा, कोई छोटा सा घर होगा, बहुत सारी चीजें होंगी. बट उसमें कुछ चीजें बहुत ही फंडामेंटल होती है. You use bricks, you use the concept of joining those bricks, right, with some mortar. You have some equipment. So there are things which you use and are the fundamental, are the fundamental way. Those are the fundamental way to create, to build a any building, right? Whatever you want to build. So similar to that, if I talk about in tech, right, I have these three things: coding, analysis, or design, right? Either you do some kind of coding. Inside coding, you have multiple branches. You have branches around database management, you have a branch around different programming language. I'll not get into that. I just want to give you a very upper level ka understanding right now. How do you think about it, right? What is going to impress you a lot, where you want to put maximum focus. So these are the three things you have to first think about, right? These are the fundamentals of technology. And overall, when you have to decide the career in tech, right, if you have to decide the career in tech framework for fresher, there are four different things which you look at. Okay, and the first thing out of all, out of four, is skill stack symphony. So why I have given this name, still skill stack symphony? Because here you are going to understand, right? It's recorded, Surya? No, no, it's not recorded. Just you can ask your question and I'm going to answer whatever questions you have, right? So I am here for you to give your question ka answer. Okay? So don't worry. All right, so come here. So you have this skill stack symphony. This is what your first criteria is to decide what career to choose, how to get into this tech field, right? And before looking at anything, because today you are not going to get into robotics immediately, you are not going to go into IoT, you are not going to get into all those things. First, you have to see that based on your current, I would say, understanding, status quo, what is your inclination, right? What is your interest? Out of three, if you have to rank it, out of three, what is going to be your inclination? Right? So now here, tell me, now you guys have to answer, out of these three, right? Coding, analysis, or design, which one you are going to choose first? When I say coding, so coding is all about learning programming language, right? Writing code to make machine understand. Second is analysis. When I talk about analysis, here you deal with data, you create charts, you look at the pattern. That's the second. And design is where you create different designs in terms of, let's say, frameworks, you create design of system. So that is your third one. So if I ask you, right, which one you give as your first priority, which is going to be your most interesting path, right? Either coding, analysis, or design. Now, everything in tech will have the component of all three, but what's going to be your first choice? Coding, analytics, or design? Put it in the chat. Whatever comes to your mind, put it in the chat. So coding is totally about learning programming language. Analysis is dealing with data. Design is little bit creative, creating wireframes, creating the design. Okay, this is what website should look like. So what is going to be your, first priority, right? What is going to be your first priority? So like Ravi has mentioned analysis, Palak design, right? Somebody here will take coding as the first priority. Okay, I want to be good at coding, right? I want to be good at analysis. That's what my calling is. So once you have decided कि ठीक है, this is what is going to be my first choice of interest. But one thing I'll tell you, that if you want to get into tech, I will never say that only like analysis में only analysis you are going to do, coding का कोई part नहीं है और design का कोई part नहीं. No, that is never going to be the case, right? As I mentioned, always it's going to be combination of three, but based on your first priority, your career choice will be differentiated, right? Your career choice will be different, right? So once you have chosen, right, whether coding I want to get into, or analysis, or design, right? Next is whether your skill which you want to, let's say coding, for coding, is it fresher friendly? What all roles are there? So if your first choice is analysis, what all roles are there which are fresher friendly? So I'll talk about that later in much more detail. But when I say fresher friendly, it means whether you have some roles out of these three, which role you are going to get into first. Like first you enter into the industry, and then you upskill yourself to get into maybe IoT or robotics or something else. समझे? So that is how these things are, you are going to decide on it. I'll give you that, whether you, if you are coding first, then what all roles are there. If you are analysis first, then what all roles you can look at. If you are design first, then what you should get into, right? But again, once you have decided on which, what is going to be your first priority, then you get into, right, then you get into fresher friendly roles. Of course, you can start with coding and then you can go to design. It's not an issue, right? But whatever is your first love, the first interest, you will get into this tech domain with that, right? And then next part is time to learn. So how much time you want to invest, and it's going to be almost 6 to 8 months, whichever field you choose. But then again, it varies across different rules, right? So time to learn is going to be the last, going to be third criteria. And the last criteria would be skill transferability, right? The skills which you are going to learn, be it anything you choose as first, whatever skills which you have learned, how transferable it is, right? How do you see the growth in that particular domain, right? How do you get into the upcoming energy, emerging technologies? How do you be part of it, right? So these four are your framework you generally look at, right? Times, like slowly time will change, you never know what next big thing immediately it will come and things will change. But all four aspects, components, when you look at, you will be able to identify what you should be doing. Right now, let's get to the next part and it will become much more clear to you. Right, so all of you guys, three things I discussed: coding, analysis, and design. You might have something in mind ki, okay, what is going to be my first interest, how I am going to start it. Right, so let's say you have mentioned coding first, like uh, Ravi mentioned analysis, right? Palak mentioned design. Here, Surya mentioned coding. So, how do you now start it? How do you get into this field? Right? Because these are the fundamentals. So, you are going to look at the job opportunities for the fresher, right? You are going to look at the job opportunities if you have for the fresher or not. So, this is what I'm going to talk about: tech roles which are fresher friendly with growth potential. Right, so as a fresher, you gain experience, and then maybe coding के part में you get to robotics. Do you think in robotics there is no analysis? There are people who are in data science or machine learning or analysis part of it. Right, there are people in robotics itself working on coding. There are people in robotics itself working on design. Right, so you, if you want to be part of any of the emerging technologies, right, either it is IoT, beyond reality, or your robotics or AI, whatever it is, right, either of these fields you want to get into, you can be part of that company which deals with all these products. Right, that's the ultimate aim. Right, you will be part of the tech team which will deal with those technologies. Right, it's not about directly be getting related to that. It's all about where do you start, how do you contribute to that particular technology. Correct. So first, almost 40%, if you look at the distribution, 40% jobs are coding focused, right? 30% jobs are analysis focused, and 10% jobs are design focused. That's the distribution. Right, so if, because again, coding, lots and lots of people are required to code lot of systems. Analysis, again, lots and lots of people are required. Design mein, you need few good people to design the system, and once you have designed it, then again, coders and analysts, they start taking it up, they start implementing it. So that's how it goes. Right, so overall, out of all fresher jobs, you will see in tech. Right, job opportunity market in specifically tech I'm talking about. Right, so in tech, 40% are coding focused. Right, and when I say coding focused specifically for fresher, you will see some combination, something of these three rules. Front end developer, you start with front end developer in coding focused roles. Web development, front end developer, right, where you use HTML, CSS, JavaScript, all these things to get into the tech domain. Then you have mobile app developer, right, so you use different technologies like React, Flutter, you might have heard. So all those things, all those skills you get to develop the app. Right, and then cloud engineer also, I would say, if I have to rank it between these three out of 40, this itself will be like almost 30% of jobs of 40%. Right, and these are again cloud engineer. You will see lot of opportunities about cloud engineer, where if you don't know about cloud engineering, it's all about working on AWS or GCP integration, DevOps, if you might have heard about. Right, so there are few opportunities in for fresher as well. Right, but the maximum of all three you will get in front end development. Right, that's how it happens. Right, that is what is going to be your entry point in the tech domain. Once you are in the tech as a front end developer, you upskill yourself. You see that your front end development, do you want to get into the back end side, full stack development, and then finally you start writing the code for robotics, or from here you start writing the code for IoT. Right, but the starting point, you don't need to learn everything कि पहले मैं 3 साल I am going to learn about IoT and then do all this. No, at this point you have to just get into the tech, and then you start working on yourself कि, okay, this is what I am going to get into. Maybe IoT part, I will be part of it. And all four or five which I have mentioned, everything has its potential and everything has its own really exciting journey. So whichever you choose, maybe you see that AR VR excites you the most, right? So from front end developer, you will go to Unity development, right? Unity is a platform which you can use to develop all these 3D and AR and VR, all those, right? So you might get into the Unity development. There also you need to code, right? But if you start with that, you might not see lot of opportunities in market as of now, because those are still in very nation stage, right? If somebody is already there having experience, any company will choose those guys over you. But in next 2 to 3 years, you have to first get into this field, and then slowly you make your way through upskilling in becoming a part of all those emerging technologies, right? So I have this front end development, I have app development, cloud engineer. I am talking about coding focused. If you say like Surya is here interested in coding, so you can maybe aim on out of three anyone, right? Maybe you aim on front end development, easy to get into this field with experience, upskill, and be a part of really emerging technologies, right? Average salary 3 to 8 LPA, average time to get job 8 to 10 months. It can vary, right? It can vary based on your current experience, 5 to 6 months, but average time I'm talking about 8 to 10 months is the average time, right? It takes time to understand what is happening. It takes time to understand the code, each and everything, because you are going to work for a company, right? They are not going to hire you just for the sake of it, right? They are going to hire you if you have projects, if you have worked on the portfolio. So portfolio, when I talk about, you have created the portfolio in terms of the project, some project to show, right? Some application which you have created, which you can show to the interviewer. They will ask you question. So all those things are there, which you, it will take 8 to 10 months, right? It will not just be overnight success, no. 8 to 10 months it will take to get the job if you want to get into coding. And it's the maximum time which you are going to expect, because coding, it takes time to master, right? Once you master it, it becomes cakewalk. But again, even if after 8 years of experience in like coding part, although I am more in analytics, but coding part may, it's always going to be something or the other coming every day, which you have to learn, which you have to ensure that you are upskilling yourself, right? So this is what your coding focused is. Now analysis focused. Let's say next part is, if you say ki, okay, I am more focused on analysis, right? There are 30% jobs for that, right? 30% jobs, which I would say out of 30, almost 70 to 80% jobs are for data analyst only. And then data scientist, as a fresher you will find very few roles for data scientist, but data analyst, lot of roles. And when I say data analyst, all the different roles, business analyst, product analyst, right? Market analyst, all these different roles I have clubbed into this one role itself, because this is a umbrella, this is an umbrella data analyst. Inside that you have different roles defined. If you are working with marketing team, then you are called as market analyst. If you deal with market data, then you are market analyst. If you deal with product ka UI UX and all the user experience data, then you are product analyst. If you work with business team, you are business analyst. If you work with finance team, you are risk analyst. But the core skills are going to be same, right? But the data, the problem statements, that will define what role you are taking in, right? Correct. Now, data scientist, you get more towards the predictive, right? Here you do the analysis, you diagnose the problem, you go to the problem and try to look at the root cause, you look at the past data to understand the issues. Data scientists, they more work mostly towards the prediction, right? The what will happen tomorrow, some kind of prediction they work on. And that's why here machine learning and little bit understanding of deep learning is required for data scientist. Average salary 3 to 6 LPA. I'm talking about fresher. Average time to get job 6 to 8 months. So it's something which you can get a little bit quicker than coding focused. If you are analysis focused, mostly have you will get 2 to 3 months thoda sa pehle to you will understand the stuff, you will understand all the things, and you will be start catching up all the nuances, right? So that is something which will become easy for you, because here not a lot of coding you would need, rather lot of logic and problem solving, case study, all those things you have to be really good at. right? And at the end of it, you have 10% design focused. So these are UI UX developers, product management guys, right? They work with tech team, they work with data science team, they work with multiple teams to design the product, right? And designing a product, it's not that straightforward if you think about it, right? There you need lot of different things, managing team, ensuring that each and every system in terms of tech, in terms of user experience, how you are clicking it, after a click what should happen after that, all those different systems, it has to be designed. I'm not just talking about here, design is not just about the visual design, it's like the framework as well. After you click on submit, it will go to database, then it will go here. So all these things, product management folks, they look into it. Is there UX? So I hope you guys tell me here, how many knows the difference between UI and UX? How many knows the difference between UI and UX? User interface versus user experience. So UI is user interface, right? And UX is user experience. Samjhe? So here it's kind of like UI is how visually appealing it is, right? How visually appealing it is. There can be lot of things going here and there, lot of components. So that is what is user interface, how visually appealing it is. But UX is user experience, right? How easy it is to use, right? Whether the component, the visual which you're talking about, is it placed at the right place, right? So UI, again, it's easy to develop, but for user experience, you need to understand the user ka behavior, right? User ka behavior, you need to understand users behavior, how your user think about it. You have to understand who is your target audience, whether you are targeting for child. Based on that, you will design your website or application. Based on that, your UI will be created. If your audience is let's say 80 plus, then in that case you are going to design your whole experience in that particular manner, correct? So this is what overall journey is, and this is again, it will take little bit, it will be quicker to get the job, but you have very I would say less number of jobs, right? So you have to be really good at it. But it is right now saying that 4 to 6 months. So getting the skill, then finding the job, it takes 4 to 6 months, even beyond that. But this is going to be the easiest out of three, right? But point is, at the end, this is just an entry point, right? If you want to be really really get into this whole tech field, right, then it will be combination of all three. You need to have some user behavior understanding, some be understanding about the design, some understanding about analysis, some understanding about coding. You need to have all three, right? But one thing you will be experting yourself in, right? One part, one domain, or one I would say category you have to be good at. Let's say if it is analytics, coding, or design, whatever it is, right? And later on in your career, let's say you are good with coding, right, and you have interest in design, like Surya mentioned, like I have right now, I'll start with coding and then in future I will get into design. So maybe AR and VR is going to be a really good domain for you. You get into coding first, you get into maybe front end development, start the job, and then start exploring about design, start exploring about 3D models, Unity. There are different platforms. So then start getting into that. Since you have a coding experience plus you have the interest in design, maybe AR VR development is going to be the next big thing, right? So that is how you think about it. Now if you are an analysis, right, you have gone into data analyst, and now with analyst you want to get into coding as well. So then you start getting into machine learning engineering, right, deployment of codes. So that's how your next step is going to be. But once you take this first step, automatically everything will become clear to you. It's all about how do you start it. For the start, you have to be very focused. Here, either here I'm going to put my 100%, or here I'm going to put my 100%, or here, right? Surya, if we have not, if you don't have experience in coding or not experience in analysis area, can we get a job? See, at the end of it, Surya, here, uh, it's not about right now what do you need, right? Can you spend next 6 to 8 months to acquire the right skill and then get the job. You know, that is something which you have to think about. That is something which you have to decide on. Okay, whatever be the mean here, whether through AlmaBetter or any other place, wherever you are, whatever you are going to follow, but at the end of it, there are few skill set which you have to follow, which you have to learn. Once you learn it, you will get the job as a fresher, right? That's how it is going to be. So whatever you choose, the first step is choose that and then get deeper into that. Then there is no going back. Okay, this is what I choose. Now I'll learn all the required skills, get the job, and then I will decide on which emerging technology I want to be attached with, right? Because as a fresher, you might not be working directly with AI, you might not be working on robotic software development, or you might not be working with, let's say, IoT, but you will be part of that technology area. After your experience, you will get into that particular field, right? Now Ravi Shankar has very interesting question here. Isn't it with AI tools like GPT, coding can become easy? Now, true, your coding will become easy, right? I will not say easy, but easier than what it is right now. Okay, because easy is very relative term. I will say कि for me, right now, how much time I have to invest, then I don't have to invest so much time, right? But the fundamentals you have to learn, right? Even if with GPT or any AI tool coming in, you should know what is the suggestion GPT is giving you. What you do right now, you write some prompt there, and it gives you the code, and that code you use in your project to get things done. But what it has given you as the suggestion, you should be able to understand, right? And still, I would say there were some hype in the market about Devin and all those, that has been debunked, right? So until now, there is no one platform which can do all the things which coders will do. Because as a human, when you are dealing with something which requires human, right, human to human interaction is happening, so there are a lot of requirements, the design or what you are working on, you have to figure it out in a human manner, right? So sometimes what I will tell you versus what I mean will different, right? So in that case, one person is required. So as a coder, I am required to first interpret, then understand what is the design, understand, okay, where I will get what, and then you start writing the code. Sometimes you understand ki, okay, this is what the requirement was, maybe I have to make this as a better way, in a better way, right? So that's why chat GPT will definitely help. It is going to be a really really I would say uh, a platform which will make your life easy, right? It, you can just give the prompt and get the answer, but it will never be end to end solution, right? It will never give you end to end solution. It will give you suggestion. Now how you use that, whether you understand what it has given, that is something which you have to really learn, right? And that happens, that is going to be there for analysis as well, right? In analysis, you have chat GPT, you can just ask wahan pe prompts and it will give you the suggestions. These all things you can do in analysis. This is how you can write code in SQL. This is how you can write code in other tools which you use, let's say Tableau, Power BI. These charts you can use, these can be the insights, so it can give you. But at the end of it, as an analyst, you have to understand the context, okay, which company you are working in, the business that company is doing, how to relate to each and everything, right? In analyst, you are going to talk about the trend, okay, why it has gone up, why it has gone down. So it's not about just showing these charts, it's not about showing this, it's about understanding why you have the up, why you have the down, why it's flat now, what should be done here using the data. So that is what the work of analyst is, in terms of giving a comprehensive understanding of okay, this is what is happening for any problem statement, right? So that's why AI is always going to be your friend. It's going to be something which you have to learn, and you have to be well versed with that. Being in tech, if you are not utilizing the tech, then it's not something which I would say is good, right? So if you are in tech, be like have be like get that awareness about all the technologies coming in, right? So that is something which you have to if there is a chat gpt, if there is a gemini, if something tomorrow comes up which is really really interesting, start using it, right? Start using it for your own problem statements, and make sure that you are becoming good at it. You utilize for your own problem statement. That will enhance your quality, that will enhance your that will reduce the time consumption on working any project. So those things are always going to be there. All right, now, so this is what your whole job opportunity market is, and as a fresher, how do you get into this, right? Next is the required skills and qualification, right? Required skills and qualification when you talk about, right? So at the end of it, the all the roles which I have discussed: front end development, data analyst, data scientist, UI UX, product management, mobile app developer, cloud engineer, these roles I have discussed about, right? The top two we cover right now. If you want to follow AlmaBetter, if you want to get into our courses, you are welcome to do so. We have a very comprehensive very comprehensive program for front end development, not exactly front end development, but it's a full stack web development, right? Which out of all you're going to learn, one component is going to help you to get a front end development, but it's a complete course of full stack web development. And then you have a full stack data science course as well. So these two we provide from our end. If you guys are interested, you can connect with Pankaj is here. Pankaj will give you the dashboard walkthrough in just a while, in 5 10 minutes. Once I will complete, Pankaj will take you through, right? So we have courses. Yes, Uday, you are going, like, Pankaj is going to take you through, and you can connect with Pankaj as well. He is going to be your admission counselor if you are interested. Otherwise, you are free to explore our website by yourself if you are interested, right? So now, coming here, so these roles I have talked, I'll give you a few understanding about what all skill sets you need to get into it, right? So first is front end development. So for front end development, these are the skill set which you need, right? HTML, CSS, these are like fundamentals of front end development. You have JavaScript as a language, Bootstrap, React. So React is something which is fairly new. It has come now. Next.js is there. So all these things are right now coming in front end development. As a fresher, you don't have the dearth of opportunities in front end development, right? Next is data analyst and data scientist, right? So if you are analysis first, right, then you get into SQL, Python, Excel, all these things are required as a skill. You become data analyst or data scientist, right? Now you are design first, you want to get into this field, then UI UX developer can be your go to strategy which you can do, right? Go to strategy which you can do. Mobile app developer, then you have Java, Kotlin, Swift, React Native. These things you can learn. And then at the end of it, you have cloud engineer, which you want to, which you can get into, where you have to at least choose one of the platform: AWS, Azure, or GCP. Choose any one of the platform, learn about DevOps, and then you can become cloud engineer, right? So if you want a self-study roadmap, this is what you have to follow for front-end development. Start with CSS, then get to the start with HTML, then get to CSS, then JavaScript. You will find lots and lots of websites, right? So once we are going to we will be done with this particular session, there will be an email going from my end, from our team, and I will ensure one or two links I'm going to provide you that will help you understand more about this, right? But one thing is for sure: the topics which you need, right? The topics which you need, that you can find on AlmaBetter website as well. At least for these two, go there and see what all things you are covering, and the sequence which we have followed for the curriculum, that is something which will give you a very comprehensive understanding, right? That will give you a very very comprehensive understanding about what you should learn and when, right? And if I give you an example, let's me just take you to the to our website. Just let me give you so that you know where to look at. So here we have certification program, so data science and AI. So see here, if you go to the curriculum, right? So how do you start, what all topics you need, right? What all modules we cover, all these are mentioned. For data science I'm talking about. If you go to, again here, if you go to web development, How do you start? What is the what should be your sequence? So this is how you talk about it, right? So foundation track and all these you talk, right? And here, Ravi, I think you must have got this right. If you need the topics which you want to cover, you can cover from all these, you can cover in this particular sequence, right? You can log in as well. You will have the free access of our dashboard, so you will get a really good access of this dashboard. Just I'm showing you, Pankaj will take you through in detail, but this is what dashboard will look like with each and every content. So see, one of the example I'm going to give you. Let's say here you have the video, live classes are also scheduled. So all these things are there. This is just from my end. If you want to, get through this, if you want to be part of the Alma Betters, if you want to be part of Alma Better certification program, right? So it will be like once you started, each and everything will be done in a sequence. But if you want to follow the curriculum, you have whole curriculum available for you in terms of topic, which you can follow for your self study, right? This is what content will look like each and everything will mention how, what all differences are there: data analyst, data scientist, data engineer, how do you use it, what is going to be your whole journey. This is like a day one for your first class, right? So all these things, you run your first code, all these are going to be part of it, right? And this I'm talking about the data analyst, right? If you get to, let's say, web development, then your first class is going to be like this, where you have now JavaScript programming, right? JavaScript programming. So just look at what to follow, right? See, this is what your first class in JavaScript is going to be. So we have two programs. So make sure that you talk to our admission counselor if you are interested, and if you want to get into this field, if you decide on this. Next part is which side you want to get into. Currently, we provide coding focused or analysis focused. It means if you want to become a data analyst or a front end developer, you want to get into technical field, you can choose any one of the certification program, right? So Pankaj, please connect with Uday, get his details, counsel him, make him, give him the understanding of overall curriculum in a detailed manner, and then get the interest, right? So this is what your whole journey is going to be. I hope you guys have understood, right? I hope you guys have understood this framework really well, that it's not about thinking that okay, I want to be part of emerging technologies. You will be part of it, but how do you start? That is very important, right? You start with making any one thing as your focus, and then after that you enter into the technical field, and then after that you start adding the layers on top of it to make sure that you are part of IoT, AR, VR, or whatever it is, right? The day one will never be like I want to get into robotics. Day one will be I want to get into front end development, I want to get into some technology, tech field. And then after that, next upskilling will be in robotics. Maybe you do some other courses, and upskilling is always required. I'm also doing some courses from different places, right? So that I keep myself updated, right? And the information which I give you, that is again lot of research, lot of things which I do. So always it's going to be a learning journey. It's going to be like you spend something on your you invest something on eating, invest something on something. Your whole life you are going to do some kind of investment. Yes, Krisha, you are going to get this PPT. Let me share this link with all of you guys quickly. Let me share the, okay. So please get this PPT from this link, and you will be able to explore it. Otherwise, this PDF with all the writings, videos will be available for you. It will be shared with all of you guys. Okay, whoever has joined, they will be getting the information from our end. Okay, so I hope you guys have understood it. Can you guys give quick thumbs up if you have really enjoyed, learned something, understood the fundamentals, some doubts you got it cleared? So just give a quick thumbs up. Then I will give to the next person who will be taking it. Great. Great. Awesome. Surya for data science, no, front end is not necessary. See, these are two different roles altogether. These are two different roles. So data science, you need all these skills. In front end, these skills are required. Understood, Surya? So you get into this field focusing on one thing because you know, you don't want to spend, let's say, 3 4 years. All of you guys here, you might be in college, or you might be in you might be in college, or you might have graduated or working somewhere in non-IT or some other field, right? So you want to get into technical field, you have 8 to 10 months, you want to start it, and then you want to get your career progressed in emerging technologies, right? So that is all from my end, guys. I hope my this time which you have invested on Saturday, it was worthwhile. Now I will give this whole presentation and this whole session to Pankaj. Pankaj, over to you. Please take everyone through, whoever is interested. All right. Hey, Pankaj.
Yeah, hi sir. Hi, hi. Thank you so much. I must say the session is super productive, and like the people who have joined, thank you for joining us. आपको बहुत सारे doubts clear हो गए होंगे, right? So
Yes.
guys, can I get a quick
Pankaj,
thumbs
sorry,
up?
I'll take myself down from the screen. Please take the stage and take it forward. All right.
Sure. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Okay, guys.
Hello. Yeah, hi guys. So can I get a quick thumbs up? Am I audible? Is my screen is visible? Yeah, so if you are having any kind of a doubts, any kind of a questions, you can directly ask me, right? Meanwhile, after the sessions, we will also connect for the one-to-one sessions, right? I will be sharing you the some PDFs, agenda, and everything, right? What we are going to discuss. Okay. Any questions, guys? Yeah. So is my screen audible, visible, right? So in AlmaBetter, guys, we are focusing everything right from the very scratch, from the very basics. We are having the comprehensive modules related with the data science program, related with the data analytics. If you wanted to get into the coding, right, we are having the full stack web development program for that, which is again highest paying job role available in the market right now. Okay. And coming to the next slide, right? How AlmaBetter is going to help you to get a job, right? To get a career transitions. If you are into the different, career, if you are in the different domain, so AlmaBetter is providing the best opportunities for the working professionals, for the students, right? From the different domain, like technical domain, non-technical domain, doesn't matter at all, right? So here we are providing everything from the very scratch, from the very basics. Then we'll move to the intermediate level and then into the advanced level, right? So there is some key USP I want to share with you guys, right? So you can check few things. So there is a community for learning, right? You will be getting the classes 3 days in a week. That is a training program basically, where you will be getting like the classes from the industrial experts who are already working like the in the domain itself, right? Like the senior data scientist Vikas sir is there, right? Who are already having a very good experience in the Blackbird data scientist as a data scientist, right? We are having the industrial experts coming from BCG background, right? Different sectors like the market, Stanley, Walmart, data engineer, right? So they will be also taking the classes because they will be the person who can exactly tell you the roadmap and the pathways to get into the domain, right? So you'll be getting the various kind of a projects, like after each and every modules there will be a projects, case studies, so that better you can able to implement all those things that you are learning in the sessions. So you'll be getting a studying groups, right, where you can able to pop up all the things, where you can do the projects, assignments. If you are having any doubts, you can take one-to-one sessions as well, right? And that projects is related with the relevant projects, that is the industrial recognized projects, because whenever you are applying for the jobs in any companies, so they must be looking for the very good exposures, very good portfolio kind of a thing, right? ओके, सो आपको बहुत सारे प्रोजेक्ट्स दिए जाएंगे, केस स्टडीज, राइट? जहाँ पे आप इसको प्रैक्टिस करके यू कैन एबल लाइक एबल टू गेट इनटू दिस डोमेन, right? Very easy. Coming to the next slide, right? Ki why Alma better? Because you might be knowing there are the n numbers of the institutions are there. You can also take various sessions, various kind of like the videos available in YouTube, which is also very productive. But how Alma Better is different, right? How Alma Better is going to provide you, like the one-to-one sessions, like the like the career path and everything, right? So basic thing is that you need to make sure that what you are studying, what is the relevant, right? If you are learning a data science domain, right? So here it should be a relevant to the industrial standard, right? So here, as I told you earlier also, we are covering everything from scratch to advanced level, all right, like the basic to advanced. Coming to the second part, right? So here you'll be getting the live session. So it is very important. If you are discussing, if you are taking the classes, right, it should be a live, right, where you can able to take everything from scratch, intermediate, advanced level, है ना? So for that, if you missed any sessions, for that we are offering the recording sessions in which you can access for lifetime. Okay. Now, after the sessions, after the classes, you'll be getting some projects, exercises. Okay, so that better you can able to implement all those things that you are learning in the live sessions. Apart from that, we are also covering caption projects, right? Why caption projects? So it's umbrella projects where you can able to implement all those things again, right? So you'll be having the hands-on exposures and hands-on experience, right? Because if you are getting into the any interviews, so obviously questions like they will be asking like what kind of a knowledge you are having. So for that hands-on exposures, you will be having some capstone projects, जो कि companies के verified projects होते हैं. Okay. So any questions, guys, till now? Any questions? If are having any doubts, anything, you can ask me directly. Otherwise, I have already mentioned my phone number. Okay, we can have like one-to-one sessions also. We are having the course matter experts available. We are having the like the alumni connect, right? We are having the industrial experts, counselors, everyone you can take and ask your doubts, right? So coming to the another part, okay. So once you are completing all the sessions, assessments and all, let's suppose if you are having any doubts, so obviously you can't wait for next sessions, right? So for that we are offering subject matter experts. They will be available your dashboard, right? So you can take one-to-one session anytime. They will be available from 11 a.m to 7 p.m in between. So if you are having any kind of a doubt, you can directly connect with them and get your doubt resolved. Okay. So that is the training of 6 months we are offering in data science, AI, and in full stack web development. We are having the specialization courses, like in data science and the data analytics, full stack web development. If you want to go for the software engineers, front end, back end, right, web development and all. So you can choose any of the sessions as per your convenience. Once you are completing the 6 months of these sessions, right, then you'll be having one PRT test that is called the ABCAT exam. Okay, so that is the eligibility criteria where you can check, like it is whether you are ready for the placements or not, right? So after getting into that, right, we are having the Alma X and all. I will be also explaining you. Do not worry about that. Okay. So here the best part here in Alma Better, we are giving you the assurity of 100% job assurity, right? Where you'll be getting 100% job assistance. There will be a career services which will be provided by the Alma Better once you are completing your training, right? So we are going to prepare you for the interviews. So as you can check, right, you will be getting up to 50 plus mock interview sessions with a dedicated career coach. So they will be responsible for your preparations. It is rigorous training, right? You'll be getting everything, right? A series of the mock interviews conducted by your technical teams, placement teams differently, right? Who will then offers you tips and constructive feedback, right? Which which is better for your references and the improvement, right? Like what is the mostly asked question in the interviews, how you'll be addressing those kind of a questions, which is very important, right? So you'll be getting that thing interviews, like how should be your body language and all, right? So after this, you'll be getting the second part, that is the resume building and all, right? So obviously there will be a resume building because you are not knowing the fact what are the company's requirement and what you are mentioning over the resume, right? So we are exactly knowing the fact what are the like the company's requirement, what you are portraying over the resume. So again, that will be taken care by the our site, our placement teams, right? So you do not need to worry about anything when you are enrolling in AlmaBetter for the one-to-one assistance, for the career track, for the like the job placements and all, right? Now coming to that part, 100% job guarantee with 700 plus hiring partners, right? So how we are offering 100% job guarantee, 100% job assurity, right? No one in the market, right? Various institutions are there who are having the courses, right? You can take even Udemy courses, Coursera courses are there available, right? YouTube videos are there, but you have to make sure that, right, you need a some certain time frame, right? आपको 6 months में सारी चीजें कंप्लीट करना है, 7 months में, 8 months में. You don't want to go for any kind of a long track, right? कि जहाँ पे एक बहुत ज्यादा टाइम लगेगा आपको जाने में, है ना? तो उसके लिए हमारे यहाँ पे डेडिकेटेड, राइट, स्टैंडर्ड्स, जो कंपनीज के स्टैंडर्ड्स है, जो 700 हायरिंग पार्टनर्स है हमारे यहाँ पे, राइट, बेस्ड ऑन द रिक्वायरमेंट्स वी आर हैविंग द डेडिकेटेड करिकुलम, जो कि वेरी कम्प्रहेंसिव है, राइट, कोई भी इसको कर सकता है, right? So we are having the stages of like the like the hiring policies and all, right? We are having the alumni, right? So वहाँ से भी बहुत सारे references आते हैं, वहाँ से भी like you'll be getting the opportunities, फिर interviews line up होते हैं, for that you'll be getting various kind of assistance from the dedicated career coach, right? जो कि मैंने अभी mention किया है. डायरेक्टली कंपनीज जो होती है, लाइक यू विल बी गेटिंग दैट असिस्टेंस, कोई भी लाइक कोई भी आप डोमेन में जा सकते हो, एज विकास सर एक्सप्लेन्ड यू अबाउट द थिंग्स, राइट? इट इज अ मल्टी डिसिप्लिनरी फील्ड. If you want to go for auditing firms such as Deloitte, KPMG, PwC and all, if you're coming from the BCom background or the BA background, you can go for that, right? अगर आप finance background से आ रहे हो, so there are the companies, right? Like the HSBC is there, right? If you wanted to go for investment banking firms, Morgan Stanley, Goldman Sachs, St. Gobain, Standard Charters and all. So like that, every sectors, जितने सारी companies है, we are having that all the companies tied up, or everyone is getting the equal opportunities, no matter you are a freshers, if you are a working experience, right? Whether you want to go for the career transitions or not, anyone can do this course, right? With the Alma Better's offering. Okay. Now coming to the next slides, right? Now here we are, like taking the things like how should be your learning activities, right? How will be your day-to-day curriculum? How you'll be getting everything right from scratch to advanced. Roadmap क्या होगा, right? Someone was asking about the roadmap and all. Okay. So here I'm taking some pause, right? कुछ questions है guys, सब समझ में आ रहा है? If you are having any doubts, please ask me. Okay. All good, guys. Can I get some thumbs up? Okay, fine, not an issue. So, coming to the next slide, here you'll be getting the live lectures, as I already explained you. You'll be getting lab experiments. So, what is that exactly? So, lab experiment is nothing but the, like you'll be getting the real world experience things, right? You'll be getting some assessments on your dashboard for your practice, right? You'll be getting the projects and assessments, which is very important, right? Because what you are learning, you have to implement also for your hands-on exposures. So, for that, we are offering projects and assignments. Okay. Apart from that, we are having community also. I will be also guiding you like basically what is the community and all. You'll be getting a separate dashboard access for that, right? So in the community you can discuss with your peers, okay, like your friends, okay. You can make a group for the discussions, okay. You can discuss about the assignments, classes, courses, everything, right? For the motivational and the industrial exposures, right? You can take one-to-one mentorships with our subject matter experts, as I told you earlier, right? We are having the guest lecture also from the IIT faculty. So that is the best part because like we are having like the collaborations with IIT Guwahati, right? Which is like you'll be getting some classes from the like IIT Guwahati faculties as well as a guest lectures. So you'll be getting a various good like the various opportunities to interact, right? Various like the things to know about curriculum content, right? About the industries, right? Then What is the Alma X actually, right? That is the very important, guys. Okay. And that is something, like we are having the community where we are filtering the students. Like, let's suppose if you are completing your 6 months training, right? So what about the Alma X, right, where we are offering 100% job assurity? Okay, that is the guarantee part, right? So we are having one ABCAT exams where you have to score 60% of the marks. So here that is the process where we can able to check the things whether you are like the ready for the placement or not, right? So once you are clearing the ABCAT exams, then there will be a Alma X where you will be signing one income share agreement with us, because here we are charging in semi-pay after placements. It's not like that you have to pay a fee at a one like the upfront, right? So that is something, if you wanted to get for the training and all, for training you have to pay the separate fee, right? For the, like the assistance, if you want the guaranteed, okay, placements for the Alma Better, we are having the placement pay after placement fee as well. So if you are getting a job within 6 months or after the 6 months from the another source, right, you do not need to worry about it. Okay, you do not need to pay any pay after placement fee, or else if you wanted one-to-one sessions, okay, with the course matter experts, everyone will be there for the placement assurance, right? देयर विल बी अ कॉम्पिटेंसी चैलेंजेस, राइट, जहाँ पे आप चीज़ों को मतलब जो भी आपके सामने आएगी, राइट, आप उसको सारे चीज़ें आप क्लियर करके आप इंटरव्यू में जा सकते हैं। ओके, सो ये भी लाइक आई विल बी एक्सप्लेनिंग यू वन बाय वन। मैं आपको अपना नंबर अगेन शेयर कर दे रहा हूँ। if you want a brief discussion one on one, because we are having some limited time for that. Okay, if you want a one to one sections, right, session, so for that you can connect me here. Okay, and we will connect. So no matters if you are going with the data science domain, web development domain, जो भी आपके doubts होंगे, you can directly reach me out over there. Okay, coming to the next schedule. So you can check, right, we are having 700 companies, like the top product based companies are there, service based company, right, e-commerce is there, right, some MNCs company you can check, fortunes company. So we are having every company tied up with us. Okay, and you can check list of the companies. Okay, so our learners are already got placed in these companies, right? If I talk about the salary distributions of AlmaBetter graduates, so the best part here is that we are offering the placements in between 5 to 25 LPA, right, based on your skills, based on your experiences. If you are absolute freshers, okay, if you wanted to get into this domain, you can expect a salary which is more than 5 LPA, then only you have to pay the fee. So that is the Alma Better criteria, right? Because we are having that kind of extensive training and all, right? So salary distribution you can check, right? So 90% of the learners, they are getting 5 to 7 LPA. Our every salary package is somewhere around 7 to 12 LPA in between. Okay, so it varies obviously companies to companies. Okay, and location wise also. All right. Coming to the next slides, you can check, like the instructors and the mentors who are already industrial experts. They will be taking the classes of yours. Okay, someone is working in BCG, Public Sapient, right? Walmart, Accenture, okay, Microsoft, Apple. You can check, right? So that is something, like you'll be getting everything's one-to-one sessions and all, right? Now success story you can check, right? So we are having the, if you wanted to check the facts and all, you can simply go and search Alma Better on your LinkedIn. You can check people are getting placed per day basis. We are going to play like you can check the like the profile of the learners who are getting placed from Alma Better, right? So we have placed more than 4,000 of the learners, right? I mean, it is more than that, right? So if you wanted to make a career transitions, if you wanted to upskill yourself for a better package, that is the pathway. Okay, there is a process you have to follow. Okay, so now I will be taking, like the dashboard, like after the enrollment, what kind of a dashboards you will be getting in, right? So that is the, like the dashboard actually. Yeah, guys. So any doubt, any questions you want to ask? Right, so I will be sharing you the screen, right, where you'll be getting the dashboards, right? So that is the dashboard of AlmaBetter. After the enrollment, you'll be getting this kind of a dashboard, right? This is the inclusive dashboard for the learners. So there is a home section, right? You can check, okay? You can able to check your progress, right? कि आपने कितना progress किया है, कितना आपने सीखा है. So that is the real monitoring system we are having, okay? There is a learning sections, right? So it's a curriculum. You can check कि आपके upcoming sessions क्या होने वाले हैं, right? Classes कैसी होंगी, timing क्या होगा. So everything you can check in the home sections, right? Let's suppose I'm having the classes, right? Class that is scheduled on 14th. That is, upcoming 14th May. Okay, 8 p.m. to 10:30. So you can also, if you want, you can add to calendar and you can join the session. That is the live sessions. Okay, there is a joining sections. You can use that tab. After that, there will be a learning sections. In the learning section, you will be getting the curriculum and all, right? So there is a curriculum, if you can check, because I have opened that full stack data science program. So there is 6 modules for 6 months. Okay, you'll be getting the like the assessments and all everything on daily basis. कुछ आपको quizzes मिलेंगे यहाँ पे, right? Then there is a six, like the third part is classroom. Okay, so in the classroom, I have already mentioned ki like there will be a recording sessions. Once you are completing any of the sessions, you'll be getting the recording sessions and you'll be getting the access for the lifetime. So now I can check here, right? What is my upcoming sessions? Like the 14th is scheduled, right? Then the next is 16th, right? In the completed sections, you can check, right? Ki what kind of like the let's suppose if I want to like like go for the recordings of the live sessions, right? So आप यहाँ पे recording sessions आप check कर सकते हो. You can just simply click on the view recordings, right? You can like getting that kind of things, right? तो आप अपने हिसाब से कभी भी आप sessions आप check कर सकते हो, उसका recording आप कर सकते हो and all. Okay, right? If you are having any kind of a doubts, for that we are having the help section, that is the live launch sections, right? You can simply like click on the live supports if you are having any doubts while doing the projects, while doing the exercises, right? While going through the recordings. Okay, you can go for the live sessions. We are having the AI chatbot. So कोई भी अगर queries है, कुछ syntax अगर आपको समझ भी नहीं आ रहा है, right? You can also click on the AI chatbot and all, right? So that is things, like you'll be getting the various kind of things. Okay, जब आप session join करोगे, you'll be having the welcome sessions and all. आपको एक extensive again walk through दिया जाएगा sessions के बारे में. Meanwhile, I will be just like explaining you outlines की क्या क्या रहने वाले हैं. Okay, if you want to practice something, right? So अलग अलग like जो different companies है, for that we are having the difficulty levels for that. Let's suppose once you are competing with the Python, है ना? So Python के बाद कुछ projects आपको दिए जाएंगे करने के लिए, है ना? तो वो उसको आप like open करके आप ये कर सकते हो, right? तो ये सारे क्वेश्चनरीज हैं, राइट, जो कि डिफरेंट कंपनीज में पूछे जाते हैं. लाइक लेट सपोज देयर इज अ कंपनी एचसीएल, राइट? सिस्को हो गया आपका, डेलोइट हो गया, मॉर्गन स्टैनली हो गया आपका, माइक्रोसॉफ्ट हो गया. so उसके सारे लिए कुछ क्वेश्चनरीज हैं हमारे यहाँ पे, राइट, हमारे डैशबोर्ड पे. इसको आप प्रैक्टिस कर सकते हो, ओके, वन बाय वन, ताकि आपको भी लाइक कॉन्फिडेंस मिले, ऑब्वियसली, है ना? एंड कमिंग टू द नेक्स्ट पार्ट, देन देयर विल बी अ प्रोजेक्ट, क्विजेज विल बी देयर. ओके, कुछ आपके कॉम्पिटेंसी चैलेंजेस रहेंगे, जो कि आप जितना आप यूज करोगे चीजों को, राइट, ऑब्वियसली यू हैव टू फॉलो द प्रोसेस फॉर दैट, है ना? सो इन द 6 months ट्रेनिंग, राइट, यू विल बी गेटिंग एवरीथिंग completely. Okay, and if someone is working experience, right, अगर किसी को जॉब जल्दी से जल्दी चाहिए, right, as soon as possible, like the 2 or 3 months and all like that, for that we are having the job board, right? So already we are having the n numbers of the companies, as I already explained you, right? We are having more than 700 companies hiring partners with us. Okay, so आपके पास जॉब पोर्टल का भी एक्सेस है. आई थिंक आई एम हैविंग सम नेटवर्क इश्यूज. ठीक है, तो यहाँ पे पर डे के हिसाब से, लाइक पर डे, लाइक इफ देयर विल बी एनी ओपनिंग्स इन एनी कंपनीज, राइट, यहाँ पे पॉपअप्स आते हैं. आप पर डे के बेसिस पे आप यहाँ पे इंटरव्यूज भी दे सकते हो, रेज्यूमे एंड ऑल. तो जॉब बोर्ड का एक्सेस आपके पास अलग से रहेगा. इफ आर गेटिंग द अपॉर्चुनिटीज, डेफिनेटली यू कैन ज्वाइन विद इन 3 months 4 months एंड ऑल, राइट. नेक्स्ट इज लाइक द रेफर एंड ऑन, राइट. अगर आप किसी को रेफर करना चाहते हो, सो फॉर दैट ऑल्सो वी आर लाइक ऑफरिंग सम लाइक वेरी गुड गिफ्ट वाउचर्स, राइट. डायरेक्टली कैश रेफरल्स आपको मिलते हैं अप टू 3000, है ना? तो आप किसी को रेफर भी कर सकते हो. एंड दैट इज द कम्युनिटी, राइट, दैट आई वाज टॉकिंग यू अबाउट. सो कम्युनिटी में क्या होता है कि आप डायरेक्टली हमारे अल्मा बेटर का आप कम्युनिटी आप चैनल है, आप डायरेक्टली ज्वाइन कर सकते हो। ओके, कुछ भी अगर डाउट्स होता है, अगर कुछ प्लेसमेंट्स किसी की होती है, तो बहुत सारी चीज़ें वहाँ पे अपडेट होती है, राइट? सो यू कैन हैव द एक्सेस फॉर दैट। ठीक है। So that is, guys, like all about the sessions. If you are having again any doubts, कुछ भी questions है आप पूछ सकते हो। ओके, मैंने आपको नंबर ऑलरेडी शेयर कर दिया आपके स्क्रीन पे। ओके, इफ यू वांट टू कनेक्ट विथ मी वन बाय वन, आप कनेक्ट कर सकते हो। ओके, सो एनी क्वेश्चंस? ओके, वेल, नॉट एन इश्यूज। सो हम लोग यहाँ पे सेशंस एंड कर रहे हैं। अगर कुछ भी अगर डाउट्स है फॉर द नेक्स्ट 2 मिनट्स आई विल बी टेकिंग लाइक द फर्दर क्वेश्चंस। कुछ डाउट है तो प्लीज़ आप लोग ड्रॉप कर सकते हैं क्वेश्चंस यहाँ पे। ओके, थैंक यू।